Wait, oh my god, is this the floaters?
What's up, everybody? We back. Episode 7. We came a long way, baby.
Episode 7. Lucky number 7.
We back. We got a familiar guest, Skandlethetruth.
I had to come back.
Yeah.
I had so much fun the first time.
Appreciate you.
We had to come back, run it back again.
Yeah.
Because I was like a guest of the guest.
Right.
Me and Bob, we were on the road. We was running around. So
Yeah, but that joint came out great, though.
yeah,
for
it
real.
came out nice.
Crazy stories and shit.
Yes, sir.
About Jesus, the sound engineer.
Oh, yeah. Surfer Man Jesus. we call him Jesse.
Hey, What you been up? What you been up to since then?
Since then, we came back. Just stocks and cars, bro. That really takes up majority of my my free time.
Right.
Taking care of my cars. One of the renters took the car to Field of Screams, blew up 2 of the wheels.
What you mean? What you mean by that? You said the renter took the car?
Yeah, I rent cars out.
Okay.
Yeah, I rent cars out. I day trade. That's it.
So like Turo?
Yeah. I got like 4 or 5, no, 3, or soon to be 4 cars on there.
Okay.
And then I just run around with those and day trade, and that's what we've been doing since we came back. Because that was a work trip, so when we came back, it was just like back
You
to
gotta get your money back.
program. Yep.
Yeah. So you make a lot of passive income then. Tell us about that. How'd you get into that?
Oh, you just with life comes choices. You cannot avoid 40 hours.
Right.
It's either you're giving it to someone, you're giving it to something, or you're giving it to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So it's like, and then there are like pros and cons with everything. So it's like you cannot avoid the 40 hours. And if you go to a job and get your 40 hours, your check is guaranteed.
Right.
If you give 40 hours a day to a business, your salary is guaranteed.
Right. Security.
Exactly. But if you give 40 hours to yourself, the reward is guaranteed. But when it comes, is no one knows when that may be. It may be tomorrow, it may be after 5 years, but there's no avoiding those 40 hours.
Right.
So I choose to keep those 40 hours for myself. I might get paid 3 times a year.
Right.
But like
You can kind of control
exactly
how much you want to pay, how much you want to get paid, and
if I get paid 4 times a year, I have 4 months to determine how big of a reward I get in those 4 months.
yeah, that's
Might
real.
even give myself 60 hours to make sure that reward is valuable enough. You guys have, well, not you guys, but people who work jobs, they have
you guys
overtime,
yeah, you guys.
overtime and shit. No, if you get 13 an hour.
Right.
Isn't it some shit where it's like once you work
Time and a half.
Yeah, you get like 25 an hour now. So it's like, wouldn't the goal be to like max out every week? I don't know how it goes, but like if you're working a business, it's like the same. Like there's no way around it.
And it's sick though, because when you get that time and a half, say you get $30 an hour, now it's time and a half, so you getting 45 an hour for real, right?
That's cool.
But you work like now your pay stuff for your 2 weeks is like 115 hours, right?
Yeah.
Now you going into a whole different tax thing, and now you're not even making as much for real. So
Well, but tax is a whole different game.
Right.
Because depending on the information, like there's rules, there's instructions, and there's loopholes.
Right.
So with taxes, there's loopholes. I'm sure. I don't know how it is like when you get your check, how you can play that game, but the game is there for us to be played.
Right.
So
Do you know how to like any loopholes yet or
no, I'm like the Wesley Snipes. Like look,
we ain't gonna get into that.
I'm not the best person when it comes to like financial advice.
Uh-huh.
Taxes is the one piece of that puzzle that I just leave alone.
Okay.
Because I'm not a professional.
So when it comes to like your day-to-day doing stocks, like what's a typical day like from start to finish?
Well, when the thing is with stocks, it's like once you know the fundamentals, the success is based on your discipline.
Okay.
And then, the strength of your discipline is based on how much or not your emotions are involved. So it's like if me and you sat here, I could really teach you how to like day trade within like maybe 3-4 hours if we really stuck at it.
Right.
But then as soon as you put some money into it, your emotions and your discipline outweighs any of the fundamentals.
Right, because I might have a good stock and take all my money back too early.
Yeah,
or
well, at first when you get into it and you know how to play it, you're just trying to connect the dots. So it's like, okay, I put my 100 in. Okay, yeah, I made $15. High five. You do that a bunch of times. You start doing the math. Like, all right, that 15 is 15%. If I put like 10 bands in that 50, all right, cool. Then you put the 10 bands and you try to run the same play,
Right.
and you get emotional, and or you become undisciplined. So my everyday life is just. I think my life has been very much the same for a very long time. It's just certain things change.
Like what?
Like I still chase adrenaline. I still take risks. I still gamble metaphorically.
What do you mean metaphorically?
Like betting on yourself is a gamble.
Right.
Betting on your business is a gamble. Trusting that people can take care of certain things that you put them in control of is a gamble.
That's a big gamble. That's a big gamble. But
So,
you had to put trust in the people, or you won't be able to get.
you have to take risks.
Yeah.
You have to take risks because there's a blueprint set out for everyone, and it's a safe blueprint. But then there's the world of the unknown, and I guess that's kind of like how we got here in the first place, because we went to school together, and everyone was telling us go to school, get a good job, or go to college.
Right.
And then I decided to go way left. It's like, hold on, let me just get my time back. I know how to read and write. I can point different countries and continents, and I know a little bit about science. I feel like I have the basis down pat when it comes to life. Let me go and take these risks.
Right.
Let me go take these risks. So it's like, and then it's what's the word? Like, it's like covered as chasing your dreams, but really I'm just trying to answer some questions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I know hella people that graduated from college, and I'm like, all right, you did all of that to make in a year.
You're the missing piece.
Huh?
You might be their missing piece.
No,
like,
no, hell no.
Like you read all them books and shit. Now you gotta come talk to me.
Yeah, damn near. Like when I first did the transition and we was doing like the seminars and stuff, and I was charging for like the consultations, and at first I kind of like looked at the blueprint of hedge funds. And I'm thinking, I know hella people with hella money that's just sitting there, and I know how to invest it. And I know hedge funds are giving 3 to 4% yearly growth on money. When it's like, bro, we making 100% every month maybe. You might be making 20% on a good day. How could you do this to people when you can eat?
Right.
So I needed to go and answer that question. So I reached out to a few people I know. I said, everyone, let's put some money in a pot. I'll get you 25% in 6 months. Because if you're investing in a bank and it's 4%, let me see what happens with doing the same thing. And I learned very quickly. These banks have risk management. They kind of move with the flow, but they also factor in unpredictable losses.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I was able to get all of my investors their money back, and then I was left with just the lessons, which was cool because it's like I made all this bread off the bread that they gave me.
So you broke even.
I had priceless returns because now I have the knowledge of like I know exactly how it is that they're hedging, and I know exactly who's playing in the market. I know exactly how it's being played. Am I good at it? No, I can only get better, but it's like now I know where to start. So it's like, how do you know what it feels like to invest on Wall Street if you haven't done anything close to it?
Right.
Save up your money and do it yourself. That's one way.
Okay, so instead you use your resources.
I use my resources, my relationships. And it's kind of like the same concept of auntie, uncle, cousin, everyone put your bread together so I can go to college.
Right.
The only difference is I'm not left with the debt. I was in control of when and how I could pay back the debts with interest.
Right.
So I'm left with a college, I would say like an associate's degree on finance.
Right.
Without ever having to take a student loan or go to school or work at a hedge fund, and I could do it as a felon. So it's like,
but
like priceless lessons.
Your experience is priceless because only you have that tailor-made experience to that goal that you're trying to reach.
For sure.
Tell us about the felon part. What do you mean by you're a felon?
Well, I learned how to trade stocks in jail.
For real?
Like when we're kids and we think we know it all, right? And someone says, if I give you $1 million, what would you do right now? And you think you're a smart ass, so you say, oh, I'm going to invest it.
Yeah.
But you really don't know what the fuck you're going to do. I'm going to start a car detailing, whatever. I'm going to start a clothing line. That's cool. It's cute.
Right.
But I was in jail. I was in jail in the Midwest. I was in Nebraska. And I did a year out there. I did 6 months on maximum. I did 6 months on minimum. So when I get transitioned over to minimum, you can get a job. You can leave the jail and go and work on.
You're like work release.
Yeah, work release. Boom. So I'm a work release. the handler that I had, he kind of wanted to be cool with niggas, so it's like we would have conversations. And then when he finally hit me, he was finally hit me with the "Why you in here?"
Right.
Oh, I'm in here for the possession of marijuana.
The magic question.
The magic question. Why are you in jail? I'm in here for the possession of marijuana.
How much did you have on you?
I was in the car. There was on paper it said there was 32 pounds in the car.
Sheesh.
5 pounds of wax. 1,400 little cartridges. This was when the cartridges first came out.
Right,
so we had like 1,400 little cartridges.
What year was this?
When I got pulled over, I think it was 2017, 16 or 17. And then I did 2018 in jail. So I think it was the end of 2016 I got caught, or the beginning of 2016. Then we were out on bail for like 18 months. And then we did 11 months.
Okay, damn.
Me and my partner. But
Nebraska.
No, we were on the way from California to Baltimore. We ended up in Nebraska is where they pulled us over. I was asleep when it happened, but anyway, whatever. I'm in there, I got my handler, and so we're in the jail in the Midwest. We're in the jail in Nebraska, we're on work release. And I'm talking to the handler, and he hits me with the question, "Why are you here?" I'm here for the possession of marijuana. And he says, "You know what? It really pisses me off when I see people in here. You know, the murderers and the sex offenders makes sense. Bank robbers, okay, I get it. But like possession of marijuana, like how am I in here as a CO handling a prisoner for the possession of marijuana, and I'm making money off marijuana stocks?"
Right.
And I'm like, "Yo, you said that loud as shit. Like, what is that?
Right.
Marijuana? What? You're making money on something to do with marijuana and you get to work in a jail and do it? I don't get it. Explain."
Right, so that sparked your interest.
Not only did it spark my interest, I got locked up when I was 25 or 26, I think it was. And so I was at that point. Like, okay, Scandal, you've been doing this for a very long time. You've made a lot of money. You've had a lot of fun. And now you're losing your freedom. You're losing respect from the people that you know you're going to need in the future. Now it's time to figure something else out while you're here. Whether it's, all about the music or, you want to start a studio. I had a moving company at the time. Did I want to go full force with the moving company? But I knew I had to do something. But I'm like, if I go full force with the moving company, I might feel like I'm settling. If I start the studio, I might feel like nigga, I don't know anyone who can rap nicer than me. Why would I want to? I'm not gonna love recording other niggas.
So you feel like you were settling from your music?
If I was to do what seemed like the obvious at the time, if you keep trapping to fund this music career, you're going to end up in jail, regardless of how cool the shit sounds. Right. There's no way around it. And if you decide you want to just go full force and be the front of your business, you're not gonna love it because you're not passionate about moving furniture. Right. And if you get the studio, you're not passionate about recording niggas. Right. So you have to find something that replaces the funding, that replaces the money making. And when this guy says he makes money off marijuana stocks, I'm like, all right, if you work in a prison and you're making money off something that has something to do with weed, then it has to be 100% okay.
Yeah, 100% legitimate.
So boom, he gave me a few names of some people. He gave me a few books to read. But what he didn't know is I had a fucking cell phone in there. So I was able to read the books. You looking that shit right up. Man, audio books. I'm just going to sleep listening to everything about Robert Kawasaki, and I'm like absorbing all this information.
So he thinking you gotta wait to get this knowledge for real. Like
I couldn't wait to get home. Yeah. I couldn't wait to get home. When he told me what a marijuana stock was, and I went back to my cell and I pulled my iPhone up out the mattress and I opened it and I fucking figured out what it was. Yeah. I was like, oh yeah.
What is it though?
So the stock market, in layman's terms, is a place you can go and buy pieces of companies. Okay. And you can become a shareholder, which is technically a part owner of these companies. So certain companies in Canada where marijuana is federally legal, there are certain companies in Canada that fund and that distribute to Iran, distribute to Holland. They internationally distribute their marijuana. Right. And cultivate it. Agricultural companies, for the most part, you can buy into these companies. So at the time, I didn't. The only thing I was introduced to at that time was buying and like how to buy shares, But I also knew that was a long game. So I'm like, how am I supposed to buy shares, wait 10, 15 years to start making a little bit of bread? This doesn't make sense.
Right.
But I know that it makes more sense than trapping.
Right.
So we just going to run its course.
Yeah.
So by the time I came home, I probably had about 3,000-4,000 invested in the stock market while I was in jail. I had my peoples buy green dot cards, send me the numbers of the green dot cards. I'd tap them into the Robinhood, upload the funds. And then in between, we had shifts with the cell phone. So in between shifts, I would execute some sales or look at some charts, and then kind of like write down what time that I should go back and look for by the time I get my new phone. And then I have like notes where I was writing that. So I'm like buying and selling these shares. I'm learning about the stock market, buying some shares. Then I come home. Then, 6-7 months of being home, I get back on my feet. I get back out Cali. I got my car, I got my apartment, I got my network back up and running.
That shit, you a hustler. That's just really in your blood for real.
Yeah, no, it was, bro, every obstacle, I always find a way out. Mm-hmm. But what's happening now is the obstacles are getting bigger, so the way out's getting harder.
How they getting bigger?
Whew.
Are they different or it just...
Well, we're onto fatherhood now.
Okay.
We're onto fatherhood now. So like, when I came home, 6 months, got back on my feet, started, investing in stocks. Then I get a new cheat code, options trading. Make your money quicker.
What's that?
Options trading. Okay, buying and holding shares is like trying to go from dubs and dimes up to an ounce. Right. Options trading is getting fronted 20p's.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So it's a whole different game.
Yeah.
You know damn well it's every time you buy an eighth, you put a gram to the side. Within 2-3 years, you might have a couple ounces.
Right.
And then maybe at that point, you can sell the ounces and get the bread.
Right.
Or you can options trade, which is buying in bulk. Nigga, here's 20p's.
Yeah.
Sell them by tomorrow, keep the 5, 6, 7, 8 band profit, whatever it is, and we'll give you another 40. We'll give you another 60. Yeah. Or however much that you can buy on the front.
It just get you to that next level quicker.
Get you to exactly. Options trading gets you to that next level quicker. So once I discover options trading, I'm like, oh shit, thank you, Lord Jesus. Then COVID hits. Now we in the crib.
That's a big obstacle. That was a big obstacle right there.
See, we killed COVID though, because everyone had their PPP money. So I'm
PPP
online
money?
screaming, I know how to invest in stock markets. Niggas getting their PPP money, bringing it to me.
Right.
Not the whole thing, because they have to stop off at the jeweler first. They have to go to the club first. They have to go to Dior first. But the last little 3, 4, 5 bands at the end of the 40 was definitely coming to Scandal, and it was for consultations. I was showing him how to trade. I was putting the consultation money back into my portfolio. I'm investing in certain courses. Everything's just growing. Everything's just on the up. Then boom, I get a little too happy and
what you mean?
No.
Is that how you about to segue into it?
That's how we gonna segue.
You got a little too happy.
I got a little too happy with the stock money because bro, I'm understanding the fundamentals, but at the same time, now that I'm realizing the stock market we came into during COVID wasn't real. Like it was make believe.
Like you talking about like all that AMC.
It was just make believe. It was make believe, bro. It didn't make sense. There are certain pockets in and I don't know if maybe by the time I get to Wall Street level, niggas will tell me I'm tripping for saying this, but there are certain pockets in the stock market where it's designed where this is where you just come and you just flip your bread real quick. Like this shit ain't, you know what I'm saying? Just flip your bread real quick. Over here, whoosh, keep it pushing. Make up for your losses in these little pockets, right? Imagine if that's the whole market. So if I'm like, yeah, this shit going boom, and it's like, bet, pum, but everything is going. Like something that's supposed to go up $5 is going up $17, $18, $19, $20.
Right.
And you have bulk shares. You and all your mans have bulk shares, and the shit's just flying. So it was a make-believe market. So at one point I looked at my portfolio. I'm like, oh shit, whoa, niggas ain't never make this much bread trapping before, and I haven't left the house. Right. We've been in and out. I ain't have to get on no plane. I didn't have to convince no woman that this isn't illegal what we doing. I didn't have to convince the plug, give me 100 bands, nigga. I didn't even have to put clothes on. And I've made more money in like 18 months than I did in 6 years trapping. And it's on my phone. It's a digital number. It's right here.
Right, making money while you sleep.
So happy I had a kid. Boom, just like that.
Yeah.
Just came out. Best thing that ever happened to me. So then the obstacle.
You got a son, right?
Yeah, I got a son named Zen. He's a year and some change right now. He's a beautiful baby. And I think that if it wasn't for him, like, I'm looking in the mirror right now. I don't know who I am. it's amazing. I'm very comfortable. I love who I am, but I'm like,
I like
who
that.
the?
I like hearing shit like that.
Oh, for sure. I love myself.
Yeah.
I love myself, but I'm getting used to myself.
Right.
Like, you know, when you meet a bad bitch, first time you meet a bad bitch, you're like, oh, I like her. You don't know shit about her, but you just know you like her.
Yeah.
Her vibe's good.
Ooh, I like her.
She looks like, ooh, yeah, it's like, ooh, I like her. She cool. But you really don't know the bitch. So you try and get to know her. That's how I'm feeling about myself right now. I'm like, oh, I like this nigga.
Yeah.
But I don't know who the fuck he is.
Another day with this guy.
Yeah, another good day with this guy. We gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because this guy in the house with his son, and you know he's raising a human, and the mother to the child loves him very much, and he doesn't have to leave the house, and he doesn't have to break the law, and it's like this is amazing. This guy is awesome.
Yeah,
But it's like,
American
who the
dream.
fuck is he?
The American dream. American dream. But you come from London.
Yeah, it's an American dream, but I feel like majority of the people who still believe the American dream is a great thing are foreigners. I came from England, Brighton, but I moved in like 2007. So yeah, I moved in 2007. It was cool at first, but I will say that being a black man in England pre-2007 and being a black man in America now, based on what I remember, it was very different.
Tell us about it.
Well, in England at the time, again, this was 2007. I think MSN was the only social media we had, so we didn't have any social media.
What was that, Microsoft?
Yeah, Microsoft Message is like AIM. You guys had AIM. We had MSN. So I was a kid. I think I was like 13 years old. But I remember always being the biggest, always being the strongest. I didn't know if I was the most handsome. However, I knew I was the most interesting to these women. Or should I say to these little girls at the time with fucking children. But I was a captain of any sports team, won any competition. I was the anomaly everywhere I went. One time I believe some teacher did some racist thing, maybe, like came in the room, we're all fucking around, assumed it was me. And it was like she got fired. So it was like at no point did I feel like, fuck, like it sucks being black, or I had to do some type of extraness to fit in. Like I was just me, and it was like a wow, like I was a unicorn.
Yeah.
So I've gone from just being a unicorn from default to coming to America, and now I'm like a plague.
What you mean by that?
Well, to be young and black in America is criminal.
Okay, yeah.
Whether it's subconscious or not, like it's criminal.
Right. I get. I don't know how that went over my head, but
Yeah,
I'm right there with you.
So like even for us, we went to high school in a melting pot where it was like we would walk to school with kids who live in $1 million homes, live in Section 8, or live in a townhouse full of family. Yeah. But we all live right there.
And it's all by design.
Yeah, and we it's all by design. And I assume they had good intentions because we could have all been broke, we could have all been rich, like whatever case, but we're all here, right? But it's like we loved our friends, we accepted our friends, but some of our friends knew, kind of have to explain to my dad before bro come over, or it's better for bro to come over because my dad isn't there.
Okay, it's differences.
Yeah, it's
outside
like,
them school doors is
yeah,
differences.
like white people in our generation, when we were growing up, knew their parents were tripping.
Oh yeah, especially them.
And they knew, like, yo, this isn't a thug, this is my man's.
Right.
You niggas is tripping.
But I know my father might feel some type of way if he come home and he's in the living room on demand or some shit.
Exactly. But then don't we all grow up and become our parents?
Right.
So what happens when us at 15 know we have to wait till our man's dad isn't home so we can go over, and we're cool with it, it's whatever. Yeah. But now we're 25 and our man's is 25 and somebody, fuck your dad, little racist ass nigga. Like, you see what I'm saying? And then his response is, well, see, that's what my dad been talking to me about, you angry ass niggas. And then the stigma kind of continues. So that's what I mean when I say, like, in England, I don't know what happened because I didn't end up growing up.
Do you think it was
there.
like a shield, like to block you from that in England, or it just wasn't there?
I don't think it was there yet, because the city I grew up in, my family was one of first 5 black families in that city. Like when I was like 7 or 8, it was considered a town.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Then it grew to a city, a town and city. But it was like there wasn't too many black people there. However, when they came, it wasn't like, oh, get these niggas out of here. This is pure white power. Like that shit didn't really exist. It was like, oh shit, we got some unicorns next door. That's what's up.
Yeah.
You know, but then again, I don't know what happened growing up. Because
Right.
because then social media is introduced, social engineering gets ramped up. back in the day when I remember growing up, and it was like, if you had a weapon, use a bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now I don't know. Maybe I'll go home, everyone's strapped. I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't been there.
I heard there's not a lot of guns and shit out there.
I don't think there was, but I think there is now. Or at least they're trying to like start the whole guns is gangster and cool marketing thing, you know, with the media and shit.
Yeah. No, that's definitely dope though. Like to even have that like worldly view on things though, to have something to compare from, like when you come into the States and you seeing how black people are getting treated, especially being young. And in Howard County, we were getting pulled over left and right. It actually felt normal. You know what's crazy? What's a crazy story? Is I had like a summer job where I worked in like the conservation parks, like the state parks and shit out here.
Yeah.
And I'm working with this girl. She black too, and it's a white girl. It's like a white girl from like the Mount Herman area, and a black girl. She from like the Glen Burnie area, right? And we hanging out. You know how it be when you working, you getting money. Like it's like a vibe. Like we ain't best friends, but we here.
Yeah.
So,
work friends.
Yeah. And
was it your work wife?
Nah.
Did you ever make work love in the back room at work?
Yo, chill, yo. I did not. That's crazy. I did not want to go there with this. But
look,
now I got to say. Now
the
I got
work
to say
wives
name.
is crazy.
Yeah. The work wives is definitely crazy. That's the next job. We ain't there at this job. But at this job, it's still my homegirl Ashley, right?
Okay.
But we created like a bond, us three. So we sitting in the car on 40 at the Chick-fil-A, and and it's a cop right by us, right? They say, "Yo, Devin, you ever got pulled over?" I said, "What you mean?" Like, you ever got pulled over? I'm like, what you talking about? Like,
Right.
like for what? Like, did I ever get pulled over? Like,
Yeah. It's like, did I ever get pulled over like in general?
They was like, "Yo, did you ever get pulled over in general?" I'm like, what? I got pulled over 3 times in one night. Like, that shit is so normal in Howard County. Like, if you see the police, they most like it really felt like that for a time. They most likely was gonna pull you over. Like, one time we driving on Cedar Lane, I see a cop on the going this way. We going this way. I see him make a U-turn. Oh, he's coming. We turn into the neighborhood. Eat the blunt.
They're coming. I remember one time. I'm by myself. I'm in the car, and we're on the highway, following a police car. He just happens to be in front of us. We just going, and I'm just daydreaming, and I'm just following this nigga. Now I look at my speedometer, and we're both going pretty quick. So I'm like, oh shit, let me slow down. He goes over. He comes behind me, pulls me over. I'm like, oh, what's up? He was like, yeah, I seen you speeding. I'm like, how you see me speeding? I'm behind you, bro.
Right.
He's like, because I was speeding and I seen you was speeding, but I can speed. You can't speed, so we pulled over now. I'm like, you motherfucker.
Playing mind games.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, cool. So check this. They pull us out the car. They search the car. They find like a gram of weed on us, take us to jail, bro. They put us in jail for a gram of weed because he pulled me over. I'm going the same speed as him.
Yeah.
But that isn't the point. The point is
Sleepover.
No, the people is me and my mans. We was both black in a fishbowl, but we were kids. I think we were like 19 at the time. But they let us, no bail, whatever. We was out, bro. Like a month later, I'm in a car. Now, granted, that time he pulled us over. Luckily, I wasn't on no shit. We was just about to go smoke. That's why they gram on me. But back then, I was fucking around. There was another time. About a month after that, I'm in the back seat of my homegirl's car because I'm trying to outsmart them this time. I'm like, if I have to make a big play, I'm going to have some white girls drive me because, we ain't going to get pulled over.
Yeah.
Bro, this bitch runs a fucking stop sign.
It's always them, yo.
Bro, I got two
not even the white part, just the woman part. It's always
just the woman part. Because I'm thinking if me and my boys is going to go and play some pool and we got a gram of weed in the car and we end up in jail, nigga, what's gonna happen if we have like a P or two in the car? So now I have to make a big play, it's like a P or two. I'm thinking I'm super smart. I'm having my white homegirl pick me up. Bro, she runs a stop sign, we get pulled over. But her shit's tinted like a motherfucker, and it's late. Right. So I hit one of these in the back seat. I'm like, oh hell no. So I'm ducked off in the back seat, right? It's 2 girls up front. One of them was freaking out. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. The other one's like, chill. Cop comes to the car, see her crying. I'm like, whoa, what's wrong? He's like, I'm just so nervous I don't get pulled over. He's like, look. You just ran a stop sign. Call your dad. Let me just tell your dad, that you ran a stop sign. I give your phone back. You guys can go. I'm in the back of the seat like, pull these bitches out the car. Yeah. The same way you pull me out the car, bro.
So he ain't see you?
No, he ain't see. Bro, bro, any black person knows when you get pulled over, they're sticking their whole head in the car, looking around, looking around the back seat. Bro, he didn't even want to get close to the car because she was crying.
You know what it probably was? He wanted to treat those 2 girls like they was his daughters. You know what I'm saying?
That's cool.
And call they father like,
But
look,
why
man,
don't you
I
wanna
got
treat
your little
me like
girls
your
here,
son?
man.
Why don't you want to treat me
Because you
like
not
your
his son. Some shit would have to happen for you to be his son.
Protect and serve, nigga. Like what you mean?
Some shit would have to happen for you to be his son type. He ain't into that. He ain't into black women.
No, for sure. see, but that's why I be talking about the victim mindset.
Yeah.
As many times as the police have fucked me over, at no point will I be mad at the police.
Why not though?
Because if me and my boys, right,
Mm-hmm.
was getting a huge check every month, and it came from someone who said, hey, take this check and just make sure shit's straight round this motherfucker. Mm-hmm. You don't think I'm going to let my men slide? You don't think if I see a little pretty woman, I'm gonna, hey, shorty, like, you don't think I'll bend the rules a little bit? So when I see my men and my men's is fucking around, I was like, bro, you know you shouldn't, you know what? I'm gonna turn a blind eye, go ahead.
But that shit get deep though, because
No,
the example you made though is like, where we at? Like,
no, okay, the example we made is the police will pull me over and pull me out the car and assume I'm a criminal when I'm chilling. But when two white girls are being criminals, it's not even on the radar.
Yeah.
Right? That's a problem. Cool. We can get deep into that. Why that's a problem, whatever. But to take those two examples and be like, that's why the police is fucked up. It's like, no, that's anyone. That's anyone. Anyone will see me with face tats, dreads, dark skin, and assume he might be up to some shit.
Yeah.
He might be. Could be the movies, could be their parents, could be. It's two words.
Yeah, exactly. It would be their movies or their parents, but it might be
the
real
social engineering.
The real life experiences will make them not scared of it. Like, oh, I know a great guy with face tats. He told me this whole story about, he got, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think it's more so. I met this guy with face tats and dreads, and you know what? He was a great guy. Fucking surprise, But
then they might look at everybody else different moving forward. Yeah.
But then again, we're just as ignorant. We as black men can be just as ignorant as white people sometimes, or the people we swear we hate sometimes, because at face value, they look at us as criminals, this, that, and the third, and that isn't the case. Yeah. But at face value, like, for example, at face value, I thought if I had two white girls driving, I'd be straight. I assumed that they weren't airheads. I assumed that they were smart, and they ended up being stupid. You see what I'm saying? Just like if someone assumes that I might be a dumb criminal, but then you realize that I'm technically a financial advisor, and then it's like we're both wrong. Right. At that point, the only problem is the social engineering.
Yeah,
that's the only problem.
Yeah, social engineering of it.
That's the only problem.
Yeah, cause that's why I meant like where we at, cause shit. That's a crazy example you said, because you about to make me slip on some shit. It's like, I guess you right for real, but then it's like, nah, even though we black, you still gotta do your job. Like, we owe that to society to keep the place safe, like you said. So you gotta do it right. You really can't let anybody slide.
Well, what I meant was, if our grandfathers created the slave patrol against white people, and then it evolved to the police force, which is dominantly owned and controlled by black men, nigga, we would fuck around 10 times harder, knowing that you're gonna call the police.
Yeah, and that's why I say you about to catch me slipping, because it's like, I don't know if I would want shit to slide. Like, I don't know. Like,
man, look. All right, perfect example. There are those communities where the schools where the kids say shit like, do you know who my daddy is?
Yeah.
I will have you fucking sued. Like, right? And we think, ugh, bratty white kids. Bro, if the fucking script flipped, you don't think we'd be on the same shit? Like imagine if your dad was the police chief, right? Yeah. Of the East Coast district, the whole fucking East Coast, your dad is the top nigga, right? And in our community, the police is cool. No one cares about them. Something goes wrong, we call them, right? Nigga, you don't think you'd be flexing that?
I don't know. You know who my dad is. My dad was my principal. And shit ain't go pleasant. Yeah. Shit wasn't pleasant for me all the time. I think I was coming back to
I completely forgot your dad was a principal.
They send me to the office for having my phone. I might come back with have a regular collar on. I might come back to class with a U-neck on. Like, my shit dragged out, head getting banged against the bathroom doors and shit.
You're right.
This nigga had a private bathroom. That shit. This nigga did more than shit in there.
Yeah. No, yeah, you're right.
But
okay, so as someone who had an authoritative figure as their father, do you think that in certain situations, like did you ever look at a teacher and be like, nigga, I dare you to fail me, nigga? Like, I will tell my dad that you touched me, bruh. Like,
Nah, you got. Well, I've been thinking about a lot lately. Like, you know how you reflect on your life.
yeah.
The fact that my parents worked in the school system kind of like fucked my head up for the longest.
It
Like,
had to have.
I treated school too seriously. Like, I didn't want to get in trouble at all. Like, I respected the rules so much. So by the time I was in like 4th grade, I started meeting friends who started influencing me to not respect the rules and shit like that.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of, by the time I did start getting in trouble, it was nothing too serious for real.
So you think because your parents were who they were when you were coming up, that's why you didn't fuck around so much?
Yeah, but when I did start fucking around, it was like little shit that my father could get me out of, though. He was getting me out of shit, but it wasn't like I, smacked the teacher or some shit. Like, he'll get me out for like talking back or something. Like, instead of getting a full suspension, I get an in-school suspension or some shit like that.
Right.
But yeah, but nah, I definitely feel what you're saying. Like,
because I don't get mad at society the way society tells me I should get mad at it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I'm not mad at no old white man, bruh.
So when you get pulled over by the police, right?
Yeah.
I'm cooperating, like,
Fuck yeah,
trying
nigga,
to like, and I mean, me and him, I'm not giving him a hard time for pulling me over.
No.
That's what I mean by cooperating. I'm ID. No, I might not even. Why you pull me over? I'm not really tripping. Like, if it's nothing, like, if you ain't about to plant no gun in there, plant no heroin in there, like, I'm not worried about too much.
Especially now I know I'm clean.
Yeah.
Nigga, I wish you. All right, perfect example. I get pulled over the other day. I'm on the way to take my son to school. I have his mother's in the front seat. He's in the back. Mm-hmm. We are driving to school.
What's that feel like?
What?
Like getting pulled over with your child in the car. I never went through.
Well, for one, ain't no drugs in my car. Ain't no gun in my car. The car is in his mother's name, and my license is valid. So if I get pulled over, I better had been fucking around.
Right.
So boom, I'm just driving. We just get pulled over. Pull into a parking lot. He comes to the window. I'm confused because I was driving the speed limit, and it's like 8 o'clock in the morning. It's 8 a.m. Comes to the window. First thing out my mouth, can I help you, sir? First thing out his mouth, yeah, I pulled you over for your windshield tints. I said, bro, just the side windows are tinted, the front isn't tinted. He's like, really? As soon as he said, really, I said, bro, I'm taking my son to school. You're making me late. Mm-hmm. He said, have a good day, sir. And I left. Now, I'm not a good actor, but the way that happened, I'm thinking, boy, where was you at when I was fucking around?
Where was you at?
Now, hey.
But you, like you say, you don't
I'm
know if you're a good actor.
Old.
You was
I'm
being
old.
genuine.
I'm old. If I had a kid when I was 19, 20, nigga, I might have had some peas under his fucking car seat, knowing like, boy, he about to slide straight to this play.
Yeah, I didn't see niggas move like that too.
Bro, over my fucking dead body, I would never move like that now. But I'm a whole different human. Like I said, I don't really know who I am. But one thing I know is I'm not doing no shit like that. Not right now. But it just goes to show, like, any nigga who's mad at the police, one, has never had an interaction with the police, and the only thing he knows about the police is what the social media tells him, or two, he be fucking around. You do not want to get pulled over when you're black and smoking in the car and your license is suspended and you have warrants and shit. Because, yes, it's going to be 10 times worse than if you were white. So does that mean, oh, you have to be uppity? No, nigga, just make sure your papers are straight. Make sure you're not blatantly breaking the law, and just be a little clean in how you move. And 9 out of 10 times, they'll leave you the fuck alone.
I'm gonna take some of that advice. That's some good advice.
Do not be mad at the police for fucking with you if you're breaking the law, bro. It just don't make sense. You like, oh man, I can't believe these niggas sent me to jail. Well, you were speeding, you had 3 Ps in the car, and you were smoking, bro. And it wasn't even your car, and your license suspended, and you had a warrant in another state.
I'm not a fan of putting your life in somebody else's hands. So
I'm not a fan of ignoring accountability when it is purely your fault.
Yeah.
Like I've probably been pulled over 100 times in 10 years. 90 of those was my fault. And those 10 that it wasn't my fault, no, it's like the one I just told you. The nigga just kept it moving.
Yeah.
But I think it goes to show what one would define as like a real man or like a real nigga and shit like that. Like if you riding around and I think that's why they be mad at Andrew Tate a lot. because the nigga don't smoke, don't drink, don't do drugs. He isn't a drug lord. He's just a businessman that be flexing. And have you seen this shit? How you feel about his little spiels?
He like they say he like the younger Kevin Samuels and shit. But you mean as far as like the superior, like the men superior to women type shit, or
all right, in a nutshell, his narrative is if you don't train and want to be healthy, want to be successful, if you don't work hard, and if you just sit around and play video games all day, then you're like a less of a man. A real man doesn't sit around playing video games. He eats good food. He makes a lot of money. He controls everything in his life, including his women, and that's what they don't like. And then but the bro has M's. He run around here like the mafia. Like he really lived like the mafia, but he doesn't fuck around. So it's like you can't really say, oh, he's just a drug dealer, because he isn't. And then he says shit like, you know, he treats women how, you know, he one of them. I own you, bitch. He one of them type guys.
Well, me personally, I don't like men who do shit like that to women, because I feel like it don't really come from a place of love. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I understand, like, shit is wicked out here. You got city girls up by 1,000,000 trillion points on niggas.
For sure.
So I understand, like, from that. I like that certain talk. I like it like on a balanced tip. Like, yeah, I want, like, as men, we supposed to feel like we're worth something. You know what I'm saying? Like, we shouldn't be simps, and we shouldn't, you know, chase women, put women over our goals and shit like that. So I'm with that. But when it get to the whole, like, I own you, bitch type shit, you know what I'm saying? I ain't really with that, because
all right, so how do you feel, right? If you're talking to a girl, you have a girlfriend?
Mm-mm.
You ain't talking to no shorties?
None serious.
So there's no female on this planet right now who thinks that you are hers?
Nah, if she do, she need to let me know.
All right, so imagine you talking to a girl, right?
Uh-huh.
And then you guys been on a few dates. It's nice and good, you know, what you doing's in the mornings and shit like that. It's cool, it's cordial.
Yeah.
But then you just see her post mad thirst traps with the shit out. Like, it's up. Like, it's hella shit. How would you feel about that in that moment? Would you be like, hey, short, I don't really like that right now. I think you should, like, tone it down a little bit.
It's like
tone it down a little bit.
I look at that shit like a test. It's a test for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, how much do I like this girl? Why am I feeling this way? You know what I'm saying? Of course I'm not gonna like it. You know what I'm saying? But as somebody who understands that you can make a couple dollars on the internet, branding yourself is important. You know what I'm saying? Like, live that life. If you want to live that life, like, it's just a test for me. Like, yo, do I really love this girl? Do I want to, you know what I mean? Like, there's love out there. Like, you can find somebody else and shit like that. But
do you care about who, how your girl is treating her DMs? Do you care?
Yeah, I definitely care about that shit.
You care about that?
I mean, if you mean
you talking to a girl?
My nigga, you said treating them. Like, how do I care how she treating them?
No, how she treating her DMs? Like not about if they're there.
Yeah, you saying how she treating them?
How she's treating them DMs.
So she's, damn, baby, you fire as hell. Oh, you think I'm fire? Like, yeah, nigga, oh, like that. Bitch, you ain't my girl. Fuck are you talking about?
So your girl's not allowed to respond to no DMs.
I ain't gonna lie, that shit. That's what I'm saying, dog. That's just a test on yourself. I feel like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's blatant disrespect and it's blatant crossing the lines and shit.
That's probably why I was never successful in my previous relationships.
You not with that?
I just didn't give a fuck, and maybe I should have.
I ain't gonna lie, but girls like when you don't give a fuck, though, yo.
No,
And then when you don't give a fuck and you can fake give a fuck, oh my God, you got all the power. Like,
I think it's like, bro, when I said, how about this? It's not that I didn't give a fuck. You know how you have boundaries in a relationship? Mm-hmm. And then you kind of test the boundaries? Mm-hmm. I always just allowed them to test them further and further and further and further.
Yeah, because you got to let somebody do what they would do without you saying something.
Yeah,
so you can see who they really are and what they would do.
Yeah, I ain't really give too much of a fuck, but then I look back on certain situations, I'm like, damn, maybe you should have gave a fuck, bro. Maybe you should have not, like, ignored certain red flags just because, like, you're not about to try and control no. Maybe women want to be controlled to a certain degree.
Yeah, this shit get deep, my nigga. I mean, they definitely want to they want to feel safe for real. Like,
yeah.
if you make them feel safe, like, I'm gonna eat today, I can get that if I want to. We can go there in a couple months if I want to.
Yeah.
Like, we got this crib. Like, they might let you. I don't know, dog. I don't be trying to talk about this shit because I ain't really successful at relationships and shit. I can only really talk about my experiences and shit.
Yeah.
When it comes to that, and I can talk about my experiences all day. But
Exactly. So let that be like a sign for any women that are watching. If you see a bunch of men or even a pair of men sitting on a couch with microphones telling you who you need to be, or telling you how you need to be, or what's acceptable, what's not acceptable, chances are they don't really get more than just their right or their left hand and some Aveeno lotion and, you know, some coconut oil if they exotic with it. But I promise you, no experienced man or no man respected by multitudes of women are going to sit on a couch and tell you who you need to be. We don't know. We just be trying. We might even share our experiences, like, what did you do in a situation when this happened? Or how would you handle this situation? Because I don't fucking know. And I promise you the conclusion will always be, we don't fucking know. So yeah, just to conclude, chances are if there's a group of men on a couch telling you from their professional opinion what a female should be or who a female should be for their man, chances are they are females themselves.
And they don't get no box.
And they don't get
none.
none.
They just started getting boxed for real.
They don't get none. Look,
they just started getting boxed for
real. The mother of my child loves me. My mother loves me. All the women in my life love me. I'll be in the house with my homegirls and my wife. We'll be in the house together because we all have established respect, right? So it's like I know exactly who they need me to be for them to feel safe. My mom, my cousin, my homegirls, my wife, you know, everything. But here's the thing. I have no professional opinion on them. You feel me? Yeah. I couldn't tell you what needs to be done to make them happy, bro. I'd be winging it, bro. I'd be winging it. Lord help me with all these women around me. Yeah. So it's like when I see these professional matchmakers and men talking like, even Kevin Samuels for the most part, nigga, like they just be tripping. They just be tripping.
Yeah. I feel like get your money how you get your money, make your name how you make your name and shit like that. It. But it just kind of make the difference between certain niggas. Like you don't see Fabulous and them niggas up there telling bitches how to be like. Oh
yeah, yo.
You see the nigga you see the niggas you see like.
Yeah, look at the type of niggas that's doing that. It should make sense to you.
All right, let's take a break before we go into our next segment. Hey, man, this episode was going great, man. We got Skandlethetruth here, your boy Nero, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Look, I'm glad to be back, man. I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, it's not the last time either.
That's it. You know, we just need to take care of our bills. You know what I'm saying? Pave the way for the next coming up behind us.
Yeah. I was thinking about that shit today. It's just like, I'm just, getting better with anxiety and shit. And it's just like, yo, all that shit is fear for real. Like, It's going to be there. Like, if you focus on it, it's always going to be there. It's not going nowhere. Like, shit always has to be done. Like, everybody in the world has shit they have to get up and do.
Yeah, I think fear evolves with you as a person, too. Fear evolves with you, in you. So it's like, at some point, there was a point in my life where I'm like, I'm fearless. And I remember one of my best friends, he had never been on a roller coaster before. And I had been on a few. But I'm like, bro, it's nothing to be scared about. Let's go. I remember thinking, like, this nigga is genuinely scared about getting on this roller coaster.
Yeah.
But once we get on there, I know as soon as we go down, that fear is just going to be gone, right?
Yeah.
So then I think we were like 19, 20 when that happened. I go to jail at 21, come home when I'm like 23, 24. My family take me to the beach, celebrate coming home, right? But I hadn't been on a roller coaster since I was a teenager. So life had happened, right? Gone to jail, come home, gone up, down.
You feel like 15 years older at this point.
Yeah, and it only been like 4 or 5 years, but it feels like 15 years. Bro, I get on a roller coaster, bro, I never been more scared in my life. I'm like, yo, we up. Like, nah.
It's that feeling right here.
Yeah, right here, it's like, hold on a second, nah. So it was like, that was real fear. And then that's why I remember, like, fear evolves with you, because once upon a time, bro, I couldn't imagine being scared on a roller coaster, and then just a few little tweaks in life, now that roller coaster ain't the one.
Yeah, I can understand what you say, like fear evolves with you. Like, Because it's shit you don't know yet. Like
The more you know.
when you was 13, you didn't know
You're
about.
curious.
You didn't know about the racism. Then you got older. You seen different shit. Now you know racism, stereotypes, and all that prejudice is there and shit like that. So it's different fears to be fearful of and shit like that.
But then again, are you mad at old white men for being like default racist to niggas like us?
I feel like I can't wait till they just get out of here. Like 20 more years or something. Like,
Bro,
we're gonna have the ones they influence and shit. But I don't like the sternness of it. Like, if it's a budge of you trying to get to see who I am, then I'm gonna respect it. But if you're not trying to see who I am as a person, then nah, fuck you, for real.
Bro, I was.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I ain't dying on that hill. Like, I ain't tripping over it, but I ain't like. Yeah, I can tell a story about like my neighbor and shit. Live across the street from me, like since I was 14, right?
Yeah.
And now I'm working at the mall. Now it's like 8 years later. Like 10 years later, I'm working at the mall and shit, right?
Yeah.
He come in my store and ask me a question. I'm like, oh, what's up? Blank, blank. He like, give me a second. I know the face. I was just like, get the fuck out of my face, dog. Like, damn, dog. Like, what the fuck about just a blob? Like, how the fuck you don't? Oh, it's the beard. Like, man, get the fuck.
Bro, you do not look how you looked when you was in high school, bro.
My nigga, I'm across the street. I had to cross the street. They see me when I'm
They see
smoking.
every day out there. So yeah.
But nah, yo.
You ever dated a racist white girl?
I only dated one white girl. Shout out to you.
Was it a good experience? How was your experience with your one and only white girl?
Oh my God, yo, you bringing up some stories for me.
No, we going there. We going there. I'm telling you.
I was only 13, right? My father was the principal, right? When I was growing up, they said y'all cannot bring no white girl home. And like I told you, I used to really listen. Like,
yeah, as you should.
I used to really listen. Good job to them.
Right.
I used to really listen, and I thought that shit was real. Like, I bet. Yeah, I fuck with you, shorty, but don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody because they're going to tell my father. They're gonna da-da-da-da. And I really carried that out. And it just was whack. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what?
It was just whack to do that
Wait,
type
you
shit.
told her that? Like, yeah, I fuck with you and shit, but, like, don't tell anyone because he might tell my dad.
In different words, you know what I'm saying? Like, but, you know, her friends was like, that's whack. Like, he was just going out with her on Front Street. Now he can't go out with you. And I fucked up, man. I dropped the ball, dog. And you see me now here single and shit.
Man, I used to be able to use the fact that I was from England as an excuse. Now, here's the thing. I didn't know that was a thing until one of my homegirls told me that's what I could do. So when I come out here, it's like I'm dating who I'm fucking with.
Mm-hmm.
I had an Asian girlfriend. I had a Latino girlfriend, multiple black girlfriends. But, like, somehow we would just always end up back with white girls. It wasn't a preference. I didn't have a preference. But then one day I'm chilling with one of my homegirls. I'm like, yo, put me on with your mans. Like, why your homegirl ain't fucking with me? And she was like, bro, she don't fuck with you because you fuck with white girls.
What?
I'm like, what? I fuck with everybody, bro. Like,
yeah, that's a big. I mean, so you saying that you didn't know that was a thing in the community?
I didn't know that was a thing out here for like where black girls see you with a white woman and think. I didn't know that was a thing. So it was like, but here's the thing. Even if I knew it was a thing, it probably would have just changed how I did it. But I'm messing with who I want to mess with.
Yeah.
You know? And
so damn, it's like I grew up with all the American bullshit. You ain't grow up with the American bullshit, and niggas had to teach you the bullshit.
Niggas had to teach me the bullshit. Bro, my first week in jail was crazy. My first week in jail was crazy because I didn't realize that there are, not every, but there's a huge percentage of young black men who mentally prepare for it to happen. Or they think it's just expected. So that when you're seeing 18, 19-year-olds get done for gun charges, I'm thinking to myself, because, bro, when I first started trapping, me and my older brother, the first 5,000 we made, we took like $1,200 and paid a lawyer for an hour. We signed the NDA. Nigga, we have questions. If we get pulled over in this, what happened? What's legal? What did it? If we did, like, we had questions. So one thing I learned is, bro, everything is a lot sweeter as long as no one dies and no one has a gun. It's still bad, but it's just sweeter. And I'm looking at these niggas killing niggas and rolling around with the guns. I'm like, bro, like, you're 18. Why are you trying to give away 15 years? Yeah. You know, you selling crack with a strap at like 19, 20 years old. Why are you trying to give them 15 years when you just push 2 Ps to these little nigga? Everybody smokes. Get you some old people. Like, you don't have to take the biggest risk. So it's like as they're teaching me the bullshit, or let me phrase that, as I'm learning the American culture, I'm realizing just how lost Americans are. And then I'm also realizing, like, all right, with that energy being put out, I'll gravitate towards other people who see how lost they are, but they are getting redirected and hijacked every time they come to a new realization. So, like, when I was 16 and 17, being woke meant something completely different to what it meant today. Being woke just meant you knew who BlackRock was. You knew who the Rothschilds were. You knew why Jay-Z's called Rockefellers. You understood about Jewish investments. You knew that the prisons are owned by Jewish people the same way KFC is just owned by a regular person. Right. But KFC sells chicken. Prisons sell beds to criminals. So it's in their best interest to form a marketing budget to fill up their prisons by their customers who are criminals. So where do you see adverts about being a criminal? If you turn on the TV right now, what's telling you to be a criminal? That commercial in between Everest and Geico? Yeah. No, rap music. Or
your uncle that was in the house with you, normal dude, played the game with you. Now he's in jail for 10 years. You're like,
and you don't know what happened. So it's like the commercials for the prisons are rap music and gangster movies.
In real life.
That's the commercial for that business. So it's like when you see that, you can go through it, wake up, realize what it is, and look up, and it's been 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I can show you right now. If you listen to any music I make, I talk about money, I talk about selling weed, I talk about protecting my entities and unity within my people. You see how that message is slightly tainted, right? Because we're talking about unity, we're talking about uplifting our people, we're talking about getting some money, and then we throwing drug dealing in there and I wish a nigga would in there just due to the social engineering. Right. So it's like, bro, that was years ago. Now you look at my phone, I can show you my playlist. We listen to Snow Allegra. We listen to Billie Eilish. We listen to Bob Marley. Not because I'm like trying to change. It's just naturally I've shifted away from listening to someone scream about me to go kill a nigga.
You want to hear some mantras now?
Yeah, I'm just trying to hear some music that I can just vibe to. If I'm riding in the car, I know I just did some fuck shit. I need that playing. We just did some fuck shit.
I just took a Xan and I don't know what I did.
I just did it.
I know what I did. Let's go. Let's get into the. That was
that's
some
a hit
deep
right
shit.
there.
Yeah,
record that. Send that. Yeah, that's a hit right there.
Hey yo, so what's up with 50 Cent? That story is really developing with his son and the 6,700 for the child support.
Bro, 6,700.
But now 50 Cent is going. Well, we can get the backstory. So, Marquise Jackson, 50 Cent's son, he's 25 now. If you remember him from the Wankster video. Like, he used to really be with 50 back in the day.
He was in the Wankster video?
Yeah, he was with 50 back in the day, but baby mama drama, they took him. I don't even want to get into all that. Baby mama drama, they took 50 Cent to child support court. She was already getting $25,000 a month. She took him to court thinking she was gonna get more. People was in her head gassing up like, you need more than that, sis. Took her to court. She was thinking she was supposed to get like 17% of everything he made or some shit.
Yeah, okay.
But he had her living in the house. They're not even in New York no more where shit's more expensive. Now they're in Atlanta where shit's cheaper.
She thought her lawyers were better than 50 Cent's lawyers?
Basically.
Aww.
So it went from $25,000 to $6,700. Marquise grew up like that. Him and his father fell out around the time where Marquise was like 16. He had a party in Atlanta and 50 Cent didn't show up. But 50 Cent did show up. The mother just was acting like they weren't home. Some bullshit.
Yeah.
Long story short, Marquise is 25 now. He wants a relationship with his father. What do you think about that? Like, should they be able to reconcile that?
Bro, I wish I was getting a free $6,700 a month. My overhead is $6,500 a month. You mean to tell me I can just do an Ancestry.com and someone's kicking it out to me every month?
But when he was a kid though,
Man, look.
Before he had bills.
Okay, so to keep it neutral, I just feel like certain people grow up in the same world as us, just in different books, on different pages. Your dad is 50 Cent. The fact that you don't know how to spin that and get a bag somehow, some way, lets me know that it is just you. Now, being a father and saying, I don't fuck with my son, being a dad now, I don't see how that's even possible.
Right.
And then one thing I know about music and being, screenwriting or being a creative, when you're a creative, things in your life will influence anything. So if I wrote comic books about fictional superheroes, but I go through a heartbreak in real life. Now shit's going on in my comic book where there's heartbreaking emotional instabilities and da-da-da.
Yeah.
Bro, 50 Cent wrote a show and killed his son, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Yo, not only did he do that.
like
Yeah,
what?
so the first season he kills his son, right? He kills Sean. Then you got Tariq killing Ghost. Then there's this rumor that Ghost killed his father. Then you got Tommy killed his father.
Like
Now
yeah,
you-
like
now
no
you
one
got-
in your creative mind doesn't kill their parents, bro.
And then and you go back to Kanan, and then Kanan tried to almost kill his father, shit like that.
Do you watch Kanan?
Yeah, I watched the season finale this morning and shit.
Bro, tell me you didn't feel like Kanan was about to kill his mother at some point.
Yeah, they definitely been building that type.
They're
shit.
building that, and Lou, I feel bad for Lou. How
You
it's,
seen that? You seen episode 10?
Yeah.
Oh, we can get into that. We can get
I
into
watched
that.
it just. I watched episode 10 right just before I pulled up here, bro.
You think the mother played Lou?
I think that Rock is very established. However, like Unique said, crack is dying, right? And niggas need to start moving with it.
That coke.
The game is changing, and I don't think Rock's gonna be prepared for the change. And she's either gonna get killed off, or I think Kanan might kill his mother. Because you have to think, by the time you get to power, Jukebox and Kanan are savages, right? So you have to evolve two savages together.
Yeah.
Jukebox just did her first little glimpse of I'm a savage bitch when she beat the nigga up.
Yeah.
And Kanan's
Yeah,
been
she beat the
killing
shit out
niggas
that
and
little
shit.
nigga.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, I bet Kanan kills Famous.
Damn, dog, you going? You
I
skipping.
bet Kanan kills Famous or his mother.
I don't know, yo. For real, I think the season ended mid. Like,
Mid, right?
yeah, because it's like
They didn't really conclude nothing.
we still in the same spot from the last season finale.
100%.
But you see how Unique saved Rock though.
He has feelings for her.
I think he was kind of playing, but I can see them. They would have to do more to establish that. Like they couldn't just kiss.
Do you think it's weird that Unique had feelings for Rock or expressed his feelings for Rock? You think that's weird?
Nah, I think that was hard. Like
I think that was too hard.
I think that was like a win-win, shoot your shot. Like,
Bro, you're always gonna fall in love with your plug, bro.
for real. You ever had a woman plug? Because you gotta be talking from some type of experience.
Hey, but here's the crazy part, bro.
Uh-huh.
Here's the crazy part. So, I used to work with Mexicans up North California. Long story short, the dude who used to be my handler, he's like, I'm not gonna be in town, so go to my sister's house and wait for me. Out of respect, there's a lot of money involved. I'm not about to fuck it up over, you feel me? I pull up to his sister's crib, hey, how you doing? I'm Skandlethetruth. I'm supposed to be waiting here for your brother for 2 days. Oh yeah, vet, come in. Boy, his sister was so fire, bruh. His sister was so fire. But I'm playing it cool. You know what I'm saying? Long story short, time goes on, I get my promotion. I think my promotion means I'm now part of the family. You feel me? I can now go ahead and express my love for Shorty. Because every time I'm in the mountains, I'm just looking at her long, luxurious hair. You know what I'm saying?
Where was you at?
North California. We in Modesto. So fire. But I kept it very respectful. It's business. So I finally get my promotion, this and the third. She said, let me introduce you to my boyfriend. I'm like, So now I go to work with this nigga, you know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, that's where it ended. I go look in the mirror. I'm like, you better get over Shorty right now if you want to get some money. Because if you thinking with anything other than logic right now, you're going to fuck the bag up.
Yeah, I don't understand how niggas be fucking the bag up over some what? Some twat.
Because the bag wasn't big enough.
The bag wasn't big enough yet.
Let it have been just the HP or something. Shit.
Oh, yeah.
I'd have spent the profits on our dinner date.
Yeah. No, that's some scary shit though. Yeah, when you know you can't cross that line.
Oh yeah, it was very dangerous, bro. She was so bad, but I'm like, nah, nope. I know what your uncle and your daddy be doing. So
that sound like a Will Smith movie for real though. Yeah.
Will Smith.
Yeah, like some Wild Wild West
Oh
shit.
yeah.
Like
That was a good movie.
Like some dog ass cabin shit. You and Shorty in the cabin and shit. You try to lean over and kiss her and shit.
You get caught messing with the plug's door up in Modesto.
Nah, as soon as you lean over and kiss her and shit, they break through the door. Scandal, we gotta go. We gotta get this nigga right now. You like, where we at?
I'm like, oh, gotta go.
Yeah.
It was damn near just like that. Cause right when I'm like, all right, bet, like I'm one of the big dogs now. She's like, yeah, go work with my boyfriend. I'm like, damn it.
Yeah. So what's up? You know, Drake and 21 about to drop some shit.
Drake and 21 dropping an album.
What's that shit called? Her Love or some shit?
21 is the most like valuable cosign to the streets. Like whenever any rappers lose in touch with the streets, they go grab 21.
You think Drake losing touch with the streets? That's the first thing you went to, yo. That's the first thing you went to about the big dog.
Man, look, I fuck with Drake. Drake, look. Being in touch with the streets isn't as big a flex as it used to be.
And that's what Young Jeezy just said.
So he just said that?
Young Jeezy just said street cred don't get you nowhere. You can't go in the bank with that shit. You can't, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but fuck Jeezy.
In the business offices, you
man,
can't. Shout out to the Snowman.
I think
hold up.
I don't like you fuck with Jeezy?
Yeah, I
don't fuck with Jeezy, bro.
Why not?
But I just don't believe him. I don't believe him. To the point where it's not about me not respecting him transitioning into being a good guy or whatever, but it's like I feel like if the shit went down, it wouldn't be an effort for him to remain conservative. Meaning if you run up on Gucci the wrong way, it's gonna be a fucking issue, and he'll be mad about it. He'll try and stop it from being an issue. But I feel like Jeezy ain't. How about this? I'm from England. I came here in 2007, 2008. It was Jeezy, a Snowman. It was Gucci, and So Icy. That was it. So I'm looking from the outside looking in. What I noticed was most kids were like, I fuck with Jeezy. I'm like, nah, you just fuck with him because your uncles and them fuck with him. Like, we're all in the suburb.
But I'm a hip hop head though. You know what I'm saying? So
Gucci the realer one. Out of the two, Gucci the realer one.
I'm a hip hop head though. So at that point, I'm still like into Nelly and them type of shit. Ludacris, the DTP. I'm still into that type of shit.
Yeah.
So Young Jeezy come with the them boys got work. Them boys got. If it's taking too long to strap up, bring it back.
Yeah. No, I was listening to that in England. Yeah. Tim Westwood has listened.
Okay, shout out to Tim Westwood, man.
Westwood.
Shout out to Tim Westwood, man.
Yeah, he had Ludacris come through and everything.
Yeah, so I was in the music, like just buying CDs and shit. So the Snowman, like Trap or Die, like I was into that on some hip hop. I used to wear the Tupac shirts and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That was my little try to be cool with the hip hop shit. Like you feel what I'm saying? Right. Go to the flea market, get the Snowman shirt, come in that bitch.
I definitely had the
niggas used to hate on me, yo, because I had
the SpongeBob.
Niggas used to hate on me because I used to have all the little Juicy Man J shit. You know what I mean? So I'm like,
so what do you expect from this Drake 21 collab?
Fire. I ain't gonna lie.
Other than a re-up on the street cred for Drake.
He
need to re-up, bro.
But 21 Savage though ain't like 21 Savage has street cred, but he not on it like I'm a dump. Like, you know what I'm saying? He not on it like I'm a he's on some intelligent shit though.
He's
like,
the only
be with J. Cole.
Who can drop a single with Young Boy, then he can drop a single with
Drake,
Dirk, and then he can drop
Cole.
a single with Yo Gotti, and then drop a single with Young Dolph in the same season, and no one be mad at him.
Yeah, but he's not a crash out gangster type nigga though.
Yeah.
So I don't think he really going for like.
He's the perfect person for Drake to go to when he needs a re-up on street cred.
Yeah, but I think that shit gonna be fire though. Every song they got together is fire. They fuck around, do some chop and screw shit.
Ooh, I didn't think about that. But and then also Drake is a smart man, so he probably just looked at his last album and was like the most popular single was Dummy, so they just run it back.
Yeah,
that's it.
So even if he's not going for that street cred, he's definitely going for that look though.
Trying to get that money back.
And Drake does collab albums. He has the shit with Future, so I think 21 is definitely. They definitely align for that.
That was a good one, yeah.
You know, Future and Uzi went crazy last. You heard the Future and Uzi shit like 2020?
It was cool.
That shit was fire, boy.
I think Future, Uzi, and then the Future and Juice WRLD.
Oh yeah, that shit was fire.
They were cool. No one did a collab tape with Cardi, did they? Cardi B?
Nah.
It's just they just gangbang when it's time for like writing. Like when it comes like for her to get writers, she get everyone to write her shit.
Oh yeah, Cardi B. Yeah, you know Cardi B just sold 100 million though, yo.
For real?
Like across all her songs and shit like that. She's just 100 million units certified.
I fuck with that.
RIAA. Shit like that.
I fuck with that.
Yeah.
I don't fuck with the need for female rappers to rap how they rapping, especially when Cardi came out the door being gangster. Lotto came out the door being gangsters. And then it's like once they get to a certain level, they have to be like hyper hoes. I don't know. I don't know. But congratulations for 100 mil. That's a huge feat. That's a huge feat.
It's like the same type of music for real. It's like a nigga be like, That bitch suck my dick, I nut it in her mouth.
I don't listen.
And then women would be like,
Yeah.
oh, that nigga ate my pussy. I came, da 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 da. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, it's the same shit for real.
Do you like or listen to rap music when they talking about fucking bitches the whole time?
So that's
Like if Jacquees was rapping
uh-huh.
and he has fucking
Oh no, I'm not gonna listen to that.
you know what I'm talking about, like
and
like
that
a Juicy J type.
if it's bars though, I'm gonna fuck with it. But if it's just like how R&B is about women, I mean, it just gotta depend on the melody and the tone of it for real. But I see what you're saying.
I don't know. I just don't like. Maybe I'm just awkward. Like sex in music is so unnecessary to me.
Yeah, I think
Even when having sex, that like the sex music, like sex in music, like when women already talking about sex or men already talking about sex in the music, bro, this is my soundtrack to something. If I'm in the gym, I do not need to know about who's doing what to who. We in the gym, you know what I'm saying?
Well, for me, I had to catch myself a lot because I'm a provocative type rapper, so and I'm not a gangster rapper, so sometimes it's like
Preference.
I might need a fourth bar and ooh, that bitch fat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's
you know
cool.
What I mean?
That's
like,
cool.
Little mama, so but it's like you saying. I want my music to be a soundtrack to my life.
I used to bump. Cardi might pop up on my playlist back in the day when it was gangster shit. When she was rapping like a gangster, she was having gangsters write her shit. Like that's when I actually go put her on in my car. Other than that, there's not another female rapper I just go put on. Maybe Tink. Tink be singing though. I like Tink.
Yeah, I fuck with Tank. Fuck with Tank.
But yeah, I'm gonna be waiting for that. I'm gonna be waiting for that Drake 21 collab for sure.
Yeah. What you think about Kanye getting dropped from Balenciaga?
You know, I saw a post earlier that said Kanye is fighting against the Illuminati in front of our eyes, and no one's backing him up.
Am I supposed to back him up?
I don't think we're supposed to. No. Hell no.
I ain't backing that nigga up.
When you go into war with them peoples, that's on you, my brother. That's on you. However, him being dropped from Balenciaga is like, why would they do that? Nigga spent like $2 million on retail purchases in like 1 year.
Cause he's saying that crazy. Cause he's saying that anti-Semitic shit, and Balenciaga don't want to, fuck their money up by attaching himself to what he's saying.
He said he's jealous of how Jews own the culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
Major record labels owned by Jewish people, Jewish entities. It's a fact. Privatized prisons are owned by Jewish people, some of which are also stakeholders and or part owners of record labels.
But look, I think the anti-Semitic part comes in when we don't specify those Jewish people by their name. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's probably because everything else, nothing else is evil. Like he's not like, go get them. You know what I'm saying? So, but after looking into it, I think that must be like, you know how everybody has they winning Pokemon, like that's gonna win them the game. That's what's gonna win them the game. Like you're not specifying who they are. Say their names.
Yeah.
If it takes you an hour, you're doing an hour's worth of interviews across the world.
Say one name.
Yeah, so
and
just
then
say their
one
names.
of his excuses was, I want Jewish kids to look at their parents and say, why is Kanye mad at us?
And that's the red flag.
Because that's not the point. The point, he shouldn't be trying to talk to Jewish kids. He needs to talk to us. The fuck is he talking to? I need you to go and ask you, why the fuck are you talking to Jewish kids?
Yeah.
You want... Okay, so imagine if his dad look at the kid and be like, nigga, because they broken him up. Like, what? That would be such an appropriate
So you keep creating more confusion, basically.
You create more confusion, no solution. More confusion, no solution. That's how I look at it. Yeah. Like there's no reason. You're mad at people for doing what you would do if you were in that position. Yeah. Straight up.
Shit, man. We got into a lot of topics today.
No, we did good, and I definitely appreciate the time being spent on this, and I think that the more you do these shows and the more different guests you have on, the more the audience is going to fall in love with what you are doing, and then maybe you'll get 100 M's like Wallow and Gilly.
Yes, sir, and that's the
goal. From Barstool, who is owned by Jewish people.
Wait, oh my God, is this the floaters?